Welcome to the Shape Cleveland National Convention Preview Show Live podcast. My name is Guy Danhoff, and I'm going to be joined this next hour with Lisa Paulson. Lisa, how are you doing this evening?
I am great. I'm so excited to be here, Guy. I'm so excited for the lineup that we have, and in a week from tomorrow to be in Cleveland.
It's going to be really exciting. I know we've got a lot going on. We got bringing on at least, I think, 10 guests. Literally scattered all over the country. And so, Lisa, let's start with you, though. What are you most looking forward to at this year's convention?
That's a really hard question, Guy. So I was in class the other day with my college students, and I was talking about, professional development and socializing into the profession and all of those things. And I was like, yeah, spring break, baby, 2024, Cleveland. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. And I was joking. And I'm like, no, I'm not joking. This is where it's at. And connecting with our health and physical education family is truly one of the best experiences. National Convention is one of the best experiences that we have all of the year. And I just can't wait to connect and see other people who we don't see normally, but also to welcome new folks and to teach and to learn.
Well, I got to say this. I'm really excited that it's in Shape Cleveland. I've had a chance to see, I think, what Stephanie Morris, our CEO, has done with that countdown that she did when they did the tours. It was really cool seeing all the things that she'd posted on social media. I just know that it's just, for me, it's so exciting because it's during my spring break as well. We were talking offline that a few years ago it was during our final exam week. Oh my gosh, was that brutal, right? Trying to deal with students and final exam during, the national convention. But this year it is during our spring break. So what could be any sweeter than that? So with that, let's go ahead and get this party started. Why don't you invite our first guest?
So I'm very excited to invite our first guest, past president, Dr. Kim Ballard.
Woo-hoo! Hey, Kim. Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm excited about next week. This week is my spring break, though. So it's I got 2 weeks for kids now. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, so glad to have you. Thanks for joining the show tonight. So as our first guest and past president of Shape America, this is a big year for you. You're passing the torch. It's your last one. Servant leadership was kind of your jam. Can you share with us a little bit about what you're excited for, what you're sort of hoping for as we move forward into the next year here?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little emotional, but I am excited about handing that torch on over. I've already handed it to Sarah, but to roll on off the board and see what's coming. It's been an exciting 3 years on the executive committee for sure. With the team that we've got and to see what all has gone on. But in reality, it's been 6 years of continuity through the board serving before that. And so what I have seen, I am rotating off in just pride and knowing that things are in very good hands and are moving in the right direction. And I'm very proud of where things are with the board right now. So I think it's in good hands, and that's what's making it a little easier to go. But you're not going to get rid of me, though. So I'll still be around somewhere. But yeah, I think it'll be a little emotional. Student leadership is the thing that I want to continue to talk about and to promote. And I've seen so much of it grow, especially this past president year when I was at Most Shape and other places. People were talking to me about it and how much it meant to them. So please don't quit doing that. Let me know how it feels. And I hope that that'll continue, even though I'm not on the board anymore.
Well, it certainly does to me. It means a lot to me. And I think it means a lot to the rest of our phys ed and health ed community as well. What a really great motto and a reason to serve our amazing organization. So thanks, Kim, for your service. And before you go, can you share a little bit of advice for folks who are planning, returning attendees or maybe new attendees of how they can get the most out of convention?
Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't know the number of this one that is of mine, but it's got to be, 20 some years or so. I think, and it's changed so much. I think one of the things that I remember seeing the most that I thought was fun was on your name badges and putting your Twitter handle on the name badges. And so when you meet new people, you've got their Twitter handle or your X handle, whatever you want to call it. And so that was something new, and just to meet new people and to connect with new people, follow them on whatever their jam is on social media, because it's so much good stuff out there. And even if you don't talk a lot or you're shy, following on social media is an amazing way to get to meet people. And then I would say drink plenty of water. Stay hydrated while you're there. You're going to have such a great time. So stay hydrated.
That's great advice. Awesome. Well, thank you, Kim. We can't wait to see you maybe a week from tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's coming up. Yeah, awesome. We got some good highlights coming too for the conference I'm excited about. So, we got a great keynote coming with Jess Sims from Peloton. So I think that's going to be really exciting. You better bring your tennis shoes for that keynote, everybody. I think that's going to be awesome. And I hope to see everybody there.
Perfect. I can't wait. All right. Well, with that, it only makes sense as our past president exits to bring in our current president, Dr. Sarah Bennis. There she comes.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I got to get more of my, there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I know, we're up close. Good. So you're president now. You've already been grinding for a little bit now. This is like the big deal though, right? I know this work happens as soon as the last convention closes. We start planning for this convention upcoming. And so this has been a lot of work and I'm sure a lot of excitement, but also a lot of maybe challenges and different things to work through. But what are you most excited about for this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to be excited about. I like Kim. I mean, and like you said, Lisa, like I just love coming to convention every year. I know for me, what I'm definitely most excited about, which totally speaks to what you said about the amount of work that has gone into, is getting to release the new health and phys ed standards this year. So excited to release. I know,
Yes.
Big shout out.
Big shout out.
Yeah. So, and that's going to happen on Tuesday. So it's really fun because it'll be like the first day and we'll be able to celebrate and get all excited about having the standards finally out there. And just want to give a shout out to the task forces who have been working so hard on that, and like all the Shape America staff and everybody who's been working behind the scenes, like you said, for so long trying to make this happen. I cannot wait. And already thinking about like sneak peeks at the scripts and stuff. It's going to be super exciting. So
I know. I can't wait. I'm sure so many people are so excited and interested. That's like one of the biggest ticket items this year in terms of getting to the conference. So very much looking forward to the standards release, both health and physical education.
Yeah. Yep.
So advice for future professionals, advice for pre-service, practitioners, K-12 or higher education, anything specific that sticks out to you for how to get the most out of this year's conference?
Yeah, I mean, I think the advice that I have kind of works across the board. But one thing I think is plan ahead because there's so many good things to see. I think it really helps to take some time to think about like which sessions you want to go to at certain times. I know I'm planning on having my schedule all written out. But also, I think this is really important. And maybe it's because I'm also like an introverted extrovert, but don't forget to like save some time for like just breathing, and like not being at sessions and taking some time to process, because it can be a lot and it's a lot of awesome stuff. But I think sometimes it's good to remember that you do need to like help sort of let it, let it settle a little bit so it can really stick. And then just really taking advantage of being with other people. Like I know we saw Bob Knight was talking about like taking pictures of the names of the people that you're meeting on their name badges, because those connections are amazing. And sometimes it's hard to like remember all the things after you've gotten back from an amazing convention and your mind's just spinning. So anything that you can do to kind of help make those connections and again, just help you to remember like what really stood out to you. At least for me, I know that I love that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I love rabbit holes and I love new ideas. So like, I'm always like, I'm like, boo, 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 boo. But then I think it's sometimes then you're like a week later, you're like, wait, what were all those things I wanted to do? So just again, like taking that time to write them down, highlight the things that really stood out to you and just get like re-energized. I think that's the other thing that's so awesome is that it's just a time to like be with people who love what you do as much as you do. And that's like one of the most invaluable things I think every year is just that opportunity to really connect and reconnect and just get energized for the work. I always say like we do the most important work ever. And it's nice to be with a group of people who feels the same way. So I'm probably talking too much. I'll stop, but I'm excited.
No. Hey, Sarah, I was wondering, okay, and I've been working with your marketing department for quite some time. So can you just give us a little sneak peek? I understand there's going to be some really cool materials that are being made available for people for the rollout of the national standards. Could you maybe give us a little, sneak peek of what that's all about?
I think like the most I can really say is that you're going to love the resources that are going to be coming out, and they're all really focused on like practical advice to help you get rolling like right away on the ground, which I think is awesome because we know that people, you're going to see them, you're going to want to know what to do with them. And so all the resources that we're going to provide for you are going to help you to do that. And then I will say that there's going to be some really fun merch at the store. So maybe try to get to the store early this year. That would be my other advice is get to the Shape store early because there's definitely some fun stuff.
Yeah, all I can say, I was really excited just hearing what marketing was doing behind the scenes, and you're exactly right. It's going to be like a convention like no other from that perspective. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thanks for mentioning, because I think it's really exciting that this is really the first time that we've co-launched standards. So we're really trying to take advantage of this opportunity and really engage our community around this and like get everybody jazzed up, ready to rock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no pun intended. Concern will be at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I wish, what? I wish I had planned that, but I'm definitely going to be visiting the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for sure. Yeah, Cleveland Rocks, Ohio, baby.
Hey, Sarah, just for the record, like I'm already ready. I'm ready to rock now.
See? We've got it going on.
Oh, I love it.
What do you know? We got props here. Okay, I got the hat, I got the props. There we go. All right, Lisa, where are we going from here?
Well, I love that you said take a deep breath because I think the word that you were alluding to is maybe exhaustergy, which is a real word. It's exhaustion and energy, but it's what we have to get some good nights of rest for because we have a lot to prepare for. But don't forget to take deep breaths throughout the process. So good. Thank you, Sarah, and thanks so much for all the really hard work that you and the rest of the team are doing behind the scenes. We have no idea all of the work that goes into it, really all the detailing. So really appreciative of your service and those on the board and different things too, planning the conference. So thank you. And then I guess it only makes sense now to introduce Dr. Cara Grant, our president-elect. Hey, Cara.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
It is going good. Are you kidding me? Look, you got the glasses. Look, I got the glasses for this show. I know, right?
Right.
My wife picked them out. I didn't. She's had to pick out something that looked good on me. What can I say? So, I got you.
Well, I asked Cara before the show if you know, and you've been at different settings with Cara. She's always styling and matching her glasses to her outfit and just always rocking it. So how many pairs of glasses do you have?
Between 25 and 30. I get them online. They're at a good wage. I don't make a ton of money, but anytime my kids break their glasses, I have to reorder glasses for my kids. We have 4 people in our family out of the 6 of us that wear glasses.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Glasses game and the shoe game, right?
Yeah.
Who are you telling?
Well, Cara, as incoming president, what are you most excited for this year's conference, but also like your upcoming presidency in general?
Yeah, honestly, if you've gotten onto the website and gone to the program, there are so many sessions. So you can get like analysis paralysis, but I just really like dig into like, what are my goals? What am I really focusing in on? And then how can I be selfish? Like, who do I really want to connect with? Who's the person that I'm like, oh my God, they're going to be here. They're presenting, right? And so that really, leads me to like Blackshear and Culp. They're having a cultural equity and PE, transformative practices in youth on Thursday. And then it was really because of them that, and because of the coffee talks that we had in New Orleans that gave us that idea to do the intersectionality and health education book. And so then that leads to the Wednesday session, and as well as the coffee talks. The coffee talks are really like a great time to connect with people across the country, and talking about a certain topic. And there's different ones. There's higher ed, there's health ed, there's PE. There's so many different ones that you can go to, and it's like a mini like way to break it down with some colleagues. And like everybody's saying, like, make sure you get that contact information by taking photos. Find a way how you're going to catalog your memories, so that way you can go back to them and make those connections and follow up with people. Because I can tell you, I have followed up with people from the coffee talks in New Orleans and Seattle, and it's helped me be a better professional in my service to others.
Love that.
Cara, I couldn't agree with you more. I'm very fortunate this year. I'll be doing 2 coffee talks, and mine actually came from being on national radio recently, on this topic of looking at the impact of social media on mental health in teens. So I've been researching the latest information, providing the latest resources. What can we do as educators and things like that? So I've got 2 of them, to your point, so we can get into maybe even a deeper discussion than you could never do during normal presentation. So thank you for plugging certainly the coffee talks, as I know that's one of the things I really look forward to, especially with so many tracks that are available for all of us, depending on where we are in certainly the space of health and PE.
The other thing I'm really excited about is, you have to go to the opening and closing general sessions. Just the energy that comes from having that many people in one space, and then hearing from our keynotes. I'm especially excited to hear from Matthew Grimes. He's the inaugural head of diversity, equity, and inclusion for the Cleveland Guardians Major League Baseball team. And I'm like, inaugural? So like, there hasn't been someone like this before. So I'm curious to know, like, what were his challenges? What did he overcome to get work done? What were the barriers and what were his successes? So I'm super excited to hear him at the closing as well.
Absolutely. We want to give and you'll appreciate this, let's give a big shout out to Jamie Sparks and K-Shape. I know that they just wrapped up a meeting that they just had with their leaders, everyone prepping to come here, and they stopped it so they could be here live with us. And if you guys are on YouTube, just let you know, the comments are open. You can just type away. If you want to give us a big shout out, feel free to do it. Or if you want to ask a question to anyone that we have on the screen, feel free. Our guests are here to serve you and to help you, as we all are here to do that for you. So if you are watching this right now on YouTube, feel free to make some comments and we can certainly post them up here. So we got another comment coming in, and how cool is that, huh? Already got the essay on. I know. I got to get the glasses. I can't read like I used to, so.
Awesome. Well, Cara, before you head out and we bring in our next guest, any last pieces of advice that we haven't already covered for folks who are attending Shape Cleveland, either returning or brand new?
Yes, and it goes with like what I'm going to focus on with my upcoming presidency, and that's transformational leadership. Like the goal of this, you have so many people coming together, but what does transformational leadership really look like? It's inspiring others, it's setting a vision, and it's empowering others, lifting each other up in our journeys in this profession. And that's really through the power of relationships. So when you're there, think about, how, like, set a goal for yourself. How many people do you want to connect with? So that way you have your own cohort. So that way when things aren't going great, because everything doesn't always go great, at work or with what you're doing, wherever, like who are going to be your thought partners that are going to help you, but also how can you help them attain what they want to do for our profession?
Absolutely. And I love that topic. And there's such a premium of leadership that we need. And the other thing, maybe you can speak to this. I just know that there's going to be some leadership training going on, more continued discussion, like there's been the last few years. Anything you want to mention on that?
Yeah, there's lots of good things happening. There's grant work being done through Shape America and a leadership cohort opportunity to help with wellness and health and PE in schools. There's tons of sessions that you can get in there. There's special interest group meetings. There are so many different pathways and resources. And leadership is defined by the person. So if you're leading, you can lead one other person, and that is leadership. You could lead a whole district. You can lead a whole SHAPE affiliate membership, state. So don't let a definition of leadership that somebody else has indicate the leadership that you can do for the organization, for others, to help students and teachers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with that, Cara, we want to thank you for being on. We cannot wait to see you next week. And I like what you said. You know, I know you're going like this to see who's going to be speaking, presenting.
Yeah, and I'll be the one with the Wonder Woman backpack. So if you see me walking around, I wear blue stars and red. You'll see it. Like, so just feel free to come up, say hi. Maybe we can have a coffee at the coffee talk.
All right, that sounds good. Cara, thank you again.
Take care.
All right, so Lisa, all I can say is we just had on our president, past president, and future and president-elect. A lot going on with them, and now we're going to take a little bit of a transition, and we're going to bring on from the great state of Missouri, not to sound biased at all, but actually, let's give a few shout-outs before we do that. We got some good things going on right now. There we go, ready for SHAPE at Cleveland. There he is. There's Andrew. He's so pumped up for SHAPE. We got Becky. Is there an ETA for the app? Ooh, good question. Good question. Hopefully, maybe someone can get an answer to that. Maybe someone can get that answer before the end of the broadcast, possibly. And even all the way from Puerto Rico. How about that? How cool is that, right? See, there we go. Oh, look at Carly comes right back. App is ready on Tuesday. There we go. Yep. There we go. App is about to drop any day now. I'll go back to Carly. App on Tuesday. There we go. See, I knew people would be chiming in like that. All right. So there we go. Carly, right? I know, right? Yep. All right. With that, we're going to bring on our next guest. And this is kind of a bittersweet thing for me. He comes from 10 years in the last 10 years. He's had a 62-year career, by the way. And it's none other than our own executive director from Missouri, Dr. Tom Lowry. And Tom, how are you, my friend?
Well, I'm still awake and enjoying it all. And as I look back, this will be the 59th year since I went to my first national convention. So you weren't even born then.
No.
That was in Chicago. So got lots of thoughts about that.
So, Tom, just to let everyone know, to catch everyone up to speed, you've got less than about just a little over a month left?
4 weeks to be exact.
Yeah, 4 weeks. Yeah. So Tom is going to retire after 62 years of service. It's phenomenal. He spent the last 10 years with us. We've put out some things that's just pretty amazing. And Tom, as you get prepared for this year's SHAPE Cleveland, I know it's going to be a little extra special for you because it's been announced that you will be receiving the SHAPE America Hall of Fame Award. And what does that mean to you to know that you're being honored and celebrated for certainly all your contributions and your body of work, especially here going back to the 60s?
Well, some people will say that I maybe stayed too long. I might be able to agree with them, but I wish that I was just starting out in the profession right now, knowing what I know, seeing the future that is maybe far different from what some of you are seeing as a future, and to be able to not just sit back in a rocking chair or go out on the trail and walk every day, but I still hope to share a few things about the perspectives that I've seen. And Guy, you are very familiar with what success MoShape and the Missouri Healthy Schools has had in transforming the culture of health within school districts across the state. That has to be the passion. That has to be the direction. When administrators see the value of the differences that we can bring in our programs, that impact academic achievement, school attendance, social and emotional behavior, all of that thing. That is what is going to be looked at. And I've been told I've been given 3 to 5 minutes to share a few thoughts in the ceremony. And I'm going to lay on a few things. It's very, very clear that many of the things we do in our program are transitory, meaning that it's exciting, it's fun, it's enjoyable, but then you get out of school and it's gone. And what we need to do, and this is one of my pet peeves, my generation of health and physical educators must have failed, because look at the number of adults in our population that have to hire a personal trainer to know how to work out. That, to me, shows a failure on my part. So I've got a few things to share yet, but it's been a wonderful ride. I've been blessed to ride on the shoulder of the giants in our profession. I've been blessed to share and collaborate with names from a generation ago or the current generation that helped bring us to where we are. And I look back on those. I've had the most rewarding professional career, not because of me, but because of the people I associated with and the students that helped me learn how to learn.
Yeah.
Hashtag shape advocacy.
Well, we're dealing with advocacy every single minute, and we've been sharing messages today. And most of it is because of so much political misinformation. And when I've testified at House committees looking at bills to reduce the time that we have, I simply give them a story. We're in Jefferson City, Missouri. It's 450 miles to Chicago. If you were going to drive from Jefferson City to Chicago, would you start with a full tank of gas and hope to get there? But you as legislators are giving us only 1/8 of a tank of fuel to reach our destination. I just cannot see where we're ever going to get our full due for what we do, but we will if we collect important data and be able to justify the impact that we have with students, with schools, and with the community. Absent of that, we will always be fighting for, I won't use the terms that we used on the farm, but it's not the best that we could have.
Well, absolutely. And that fight for advocacy and shape advocacy is always going to be here. It's going to be certainly at the forefront of what always goes on at every national convention. So, Tom, the last thing I want you to kind of speak to, just because from your lens and your perspective, I know you're on the monthly calls, and we've been very fortunate in our state to have the leadership of people like Christy Berry and her whole team. That includes, certainly Kyle and Megan Baker and last name, I can't think of her name.
Michelle McCowan.
Lovejoy's, yeah.
Yeah, Casey Lovercamp.
Casey, that's it. Lovercamp, that's it. Sorry. Anyways, Tom, if you could just, briefly, I know that Missouri's been one of the top states with Health Moves Minds, and just kind of from your vantage point of being the executive director, why is that? And more importantly, for other states that are coming again this year to convention, why is Health Moves Minds still such a pivotal program for the states?
2 or 3 main reasons. Number one, it's one of the most sound educational programs that Shape America has ever developed.
Yeah.
Any teacher that accesses the materials and implements them in the way that they're supposed to be done, the results, you saw this guy in our June meeting, were jerking. There wasn't a dry eye in the room.
Right.
From these people shared their stories and how they impacted individuals, even faculty members. So the educational materials are fabulous. when I entered AFERD in 1963, we didn't have any fundraising programs. And then the health or the Jump and Hoops program was set up with the Heart Association. I worked very closely, although I was not an important part of it, but I knew the people that started that for AFERD. I also know that the program changed dramatically. That program was designed to provide research dollars for the Heart Association. The last year that we contributed, it was 2.2 million. And yet what did we get back? 1.25% of what was raised. That was critical. And I also have data from a meeting held about 15 years ago that showed that most of the money that was raised did not go for heart research. And so when teachers were providing the same amount of effort that they would do with Health Moves Minds and getting almost nothing back for their program, whereas Christy Berry raised $12,000, she got $6,000 back for her program.
Yep.
I cannot abide any professional that is bitching and moaning about not having enough budget money if they do not join this program.
Yeah.
In addition to that, in the last year, MoShape got 1.25% back from the Heart Association. This year, we get 15% back from Shape America. We know that is such a benefit. And it's a benefit to the budget. There's no question about that. But the educational benefits and the bringing together with a community, my last story about that is Christy Berry's first year with Health Moves Minds. She decided instead of taking 50% of the funds for the Odessa Upper Elementary, she would have a charity. And she chose the Odessa Police Department. And they raised about $2,500 for the Odessa Police Department to purchase another K-9 officer. And when the police chief came to the school for an assembly, it brought the entire community together. This is what can be done.
Yep.
And we not only need to get our message out more strongly, but there are so many success stories based on the quality of the educational materials and what impact it has on the teachers using it, the school, the faculty, and the students. This is such a big deal. This should just expand exponentially. I'm going to continue to say a few things and do a few things with that, with the people that I know. So I know I've talked too much, but I hope to see most of you in Cleveland for one night, and we'll party a little bit. And you've not heard the last from me yet. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Can't wait to
The
see you
local
next
ping
week.
pong areas yet for the party?
What's that, Lisa?
Are there any local ping pong areas for the party?
I've already been invited to the Health Moves Minds, one of the Cleveland Golf Stadium.
See?
But that's just the before party. The after party will start wherever I'm invited, and it will continue. I don't have a flight until 10:30 the next morning.
Oh my God.
So I'll be good for it all. Anything we can do, Lisa.
Thank you, Tom. You're
Thank you,
awesome.
Tom. Appreciate you so much. All right. So, Lisa, that's always tough for me. I mean, this is a true story. I know people watching are not going to believe me, but it is true. Once I got on the executive committee in Missouri, I talked to Tom virtually every day, with the exception of Sunday. We didn't even talk Saturday because he's a big Iowa football fan, so we'd always talk football in the fall. But we virtually talked every day when I was president-elect president, and then my first year of media. So yeah, it's been really hard. We've gone through withdrawals, not talking every day anymore now that I'm past president. But it's it's a bittersweet thing. But I know this. I know Tom is always going to advocate for Health Moves Minds. He's always going to advocate for this profession, and so many of us have been touched by him. I just cannot wait to be there to be able to see him get this award and just see so many people love on him for all that he's given to us. And like I said, I wouldn't even be here. To be honest with you, we might not even have a podcast if it wasn't for him, because he was the one who approved us to get this podcast platform that we're using today when I pitched it to him 4 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Mentorship and just friendship and connection is so, so important. And I know that that's so much of what is the excitement about going to convention is seeing those folks and then making those new connections and things that may turn into something like a relationship like you and Tom.
Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to bring on our next guest. I'm really excited to bring her on. And she actually co-hosted the show last year with us. There she is.
Minnesota's in the house.
I got to get that unmuted there.
Come on, you betcha. Let's go. Let's go.
I know. I was sitting back just soaking everything in from Tom.
Jessica, you make me feel better about my accent. Thank you.
Oh, hey, anything to help you out.
So Jessica, last year, you made a big splash. Yeah, there we go. There's
Jen's
your,
here.
There you go. There she is. There's Jen. Right? Can't have one without the other. You betcha. So Jessica, talk to us about, the Teacher of the Year program. I know that there's been a lot of emphasis. There's been a lot of resources. I know that some of the sponsorship has just been just enormous. I mean, we couldn't do what we're doing. And just give our viewers some insight as what's going to happen in Shape Cleveland. And for you, who's someone who's obviously part of that group forever, being 2 years ago, being
forever.
Forever being one of the National Teachers of the Year, just kind of give us an insight of what's going to happen during Shape Cleveland.
Yeah, so I think what everyone needs to know is the sessions to attend. So there's 5 sessions that highlights all of the categories of the Teachers of the Year. So on Wednesday, the elementary PE teachers kick it off for all of these. Their session is titled Take Your Fun Seriously, Creating Connection and Culture Through Play. And this session is a 2-part session. So it's actually 2 hours. There's a 15-minute break halfway through. So that's one to check out. The middle school PE teachers and the high school PE teachers are on Thursday. So the middle school PE teachers will kick it off in the late morning to early afternoon. And then the high school PE teachers will be in the late afternoon. Middle school, Unleashing Middle School Magic, empowering students through non-traditional activities. And then high school PE is Change the Game, unleash the power of learner-centered approaches. Then on Friday, we have our adapted PE Teachers of the Year. They are going to be that late morning to early afternoon. Don't forget to include us, embracing and ensuring inclusive practices for all. And then in the afternoon is our National Health Teacher of the Year. She will be doing Unleashing Your Superpowers, Changing the Game in Health Education. So for everyone, I mean, it's really a great chance to see an awesome lineup of some fantastic teachers that are going to be presenting. And then for the Teachers of the Year, one thing that I am really looking forward to this year is the District Teacher of the Year Awards dinner. This is kind of my thought on where we officially welcome the 2024 Teachers of the Year at a dinner. I am fortunate to be on the review process. So I will be able to attend. And it's a really, I cried at it when it was ours. There's some great speeches that talk about everything that the teachers have accomplished thus far in their careers and everything. There's some other toy events as well. Of course, we've got our family photo, and then there's an evening of fun as well. But what I want those who are kind of like Teacher of the Year, what I want people to know is ask questions. Get involved, look at your state level and see when the nomination process opens and start to think about who are those teachers that are doing outstanding things in their classroom and consider nominating them. Some states allow you to nominate yourself if that's something that you feel comfortable doing. But it all starts at the state level. So nominate those people at your state. If they choose to, then they can go on and apply to be a Shape America District Teacher of the Year. And then from there, they have the opportunity to continue on to possibly be the National Teacher of the Year as well. So just a lot of fun things going on. And again, I really encourage people, talk to the Teachers of the Year, ask them, kind of about the process and everything. And don't be afraid to pick people's brains. I love it when people do, because I learn from them when people talk to me as well. So
Jessica, I don't know if you know this, but back in the day, Deb and I sat on the health ed committee, and we thought about the people who are doing such great work in the state of Minnesota. And so we nominated you. But I love that what you said is there are so many people doing so much great work.
Yeah.
Let's highlight them and start thinking about it early so that those people can be celebrated as well.
Yep. And again, like we're talking Shape America, but it all starts at the state level. So you really need to be nominating people at the state level just to get that recognition. And honestly, it's almost a springboard for a lot of people to be like, wow, people are seeing what I'm doing. And really just to kind of give people maybe that little kick and that little encouragement to really share more about what they're doing in their classrooms. And I mean, it's all about making all of us better teachers.
Totally.
Absolutely. And Jessica, I'm let everyone know this. We're very blessed again for the second year in a row. You will be you're going to be right there like our sideline field reporter does. You're going to be there. So as soon as all those announcements are made, you're going to be interviewing them. We always love to, obviously, you know what it's like yourself, getting that award, the responsibility that comes with it, and certainly all that you get to do to advocate for the program. And we're just so happy this year you're going to be back and capturing all that great footage for us, and certainly getting all those insights and just really that jubilation of celebration as well for, they've been waiting all this time and then finally it happened. So they'll be the first one you talk to.
Yeah, and it is really nerve-wracking. Shape America, I don't know why they do it to us. They make us wait all week until the closing ceremonies to announce it. And that's okay. But it's just an action-packed week. And so I'm excited to kind of have that little first official congratulations and to be able to kind of get their first reactions as well. So I'm excited for that.
All right. Well, thanks. Can't wait to see you next week. And certainly as you get a chance to interview all 5 of them again.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Jessica.
All right, Lisa, we got a little shout out right here. How about that? Excited to be able to join the amazing toy family. There we go, Justin. Loving that. Yeah, absolutely. And I love what Bob says here. Absolutely. Be sure to give someone a nudge who is a toy worthy. Absolutely. That starts at the state level. Jessica nailed it right on the head. That's something that we need to be doing at the state level more and more of. I know in Missouri, we're taking that challenge very serious. I know Julie Lukanoff, our current president, is doing a lot of really cool things to help promote that in our state. All right, with that, we have a ZAG bomb. In case people don't know what a ZAG bomb is, it means that there was someone that wasn't necessarily absolutely scheduled to be here, but she is here. And the reason why she's here is because she pivoted. We love people who pivot in their careers. And with that, we're going to bring on all the way from Maine. By the way, I love Maine, and I love all those lighthouses out there, and certainly love all that lobster out there. All the way from Maine, we're bringing on Kayla McGee. Kayla, how are you?
Well, I'm a little tired. It's almost 9 o'clock here, and it's definitely my bedtime, but that's okay.
So, Kayla, talk to us about the pivot. It's one thing, you were once one of us. Now you're going off into the administrator land. Talk to us about that, and seriously, how you're able to maybe have more influence and more impact on our profession as a result of that.
Yeah. So, I began teaching health education right out of college. I taught for 7 years. About 3 years into teaching, I realized that I wanted to go back to school to be an administrator to make more of an impact district-wide. So a lot of the work that I do now is really revolved around health in general. And a lot of the issues that I'm seeing day to day with my students is really, we need more health education. We need more PE.
Right.
for our students, and that will really help them to be able to succeed in the classroom and earn that diploma at the end of high school.
Absolutely. And with that, what are you looking forward to most at Shape Cleveland next week?
So I'm super excited about this. So this will be my third Shape conference and the third one in a row. So I'm really excited that there's going to be sessions offered geared toward administrators and being able to, look at what my school needs and what is being offered. So there's a lot of mental health sessions being offered. There's a lot on vaping and substance use, which is really big right now. So I'm really looking forward to those, really looking forward to connecting with educators from across the United States. That's always awesome and exciting. And just meeting new people. Certainly I've connected with a couple on Twitter that I'm really excited to finally meet in person. So that's always really exciting.
Absolutely. All I can say is we want to wish you all the best in your transition. But like I like what Bob says. I'm throwing it back up there one more time. He is exactly right. Once a teacher, always a teacher, and that is true. It's just exciting for you that you get a chance to have more influence and certainly be able to, maybe do some more things for not just your school district, but for our profession in general.
Absolutely. And what is it about our field where we make such good administrators? There's so many people who go into admin from especially physical education.
Yeah.
Something about like leadership, flexibility, advocacy.
Yeah. Actually, my former principal, who was my high school principal, because I work at the district, at the high school that I graduated from, he was a former PE teacher.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
So,
all right, Kayla.
I also get to celebrate my birthday in Shape Cleveland.
Which day?
It's the 16th, so it's the last day of the conference. But
okay, good. We're gonna go live on TikTok. Okay, just let you know we're going live on TikTok. Just let you know.
But I actually have a flight on Saturday morning, so 8 a.m. I'll be over at the conference, but then I'll be headed out.
All right. Well, we'll grab you a day before then. We'll just air it a day later then. Okay. We'll
okay.
Just do that. All right. Well, thanks, Kayla, for coming on. And I know it's your bedtime, so I obviously, go crash some Z's then. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kayla. All right. So, Lisa, our next guest, you have to interview him. I can't. And the reason why you can't, if you get us talking, I'm going to be honest right now, we could just do our own podcast for the next 3 hours, talking all things sports, talking all things health and PE. So, without further ado, we're going to bring on a board of director. Also, going to be he's a candidate to be president, I understand. So with that, we're going to bring on none other than let's get him here. Bring on Joe Deutsch. Hey, Joe.
How we doing?
We're good. I'm turning this over to Lisa for you, my friend.
Sorry.
Another person makes me feel.
Right? I'm just so excited watching the show. This has been awesome. You're right, guy. We would probably go off on just talking about your trip to the combine alone. Would be a thing. But yeah, I'm super excited about the conference next week, and I can't wait. And this has just been a super exciting opportunity to get going. I mean, all the different guests you've had on talking about the pride of the toys, talking about the pride of Tom's career, being a Central District guy. Myself, I've gotten to spend a lot of time with Tom over the years, and he is a true inspiration. And when you see him doing it with the passion that he's doing it right now at this age, it's enough to tell every one of us that we just got to keep going. We got to keep going.
He's in his 80s, in case you didn't know. He's in his 80s. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Crazy, and he's talking about celebrating all night long after he gets his Hall of Fame award. That was I'm going to be there with him, so I'm going to hold him to that. So
exactly.
Well, Joe, you're another one who makes me feel real good about my accent, so thanks for that. And we're not allowed to talk too much, otherwise mine starts slipping out a little bit. So, anyways, as a board of directors. As a board of directors representative, as a candidate for presidency, as a leader in many different areas that maybe a lot of these listeners don't even necessarily know about, because our organization is run by volunteers, and a lot of that goes somewhat it goes on behind the scenes, and folks don't necessarily know what that work looks like. But if someone wants to be a leader, if someone is a leader, you know, what should we know about that? Like going into Shape Cleveland, what does leadership look like, and what advice would you give to leaders who, you know, consider themselves leaders, or maybe those who maybe just need a little bit of a nudge?
Yeah, I'm this is my 25th year in physical education, 25th year being a part of Shape, and I was very fortunate to have a mentor, my Dr. Brad Strand, who ended up being president of Shape America, who gave me the best advice that he absolutely could. He just said, make every moment count, make every relationship, every communication, you know, make that connection, make it count. And yeah, I mean, I started off at the state level, eventually, you know, becoming the state president, and then ended up going on to the district level. I was the central district president. And honestly, you know, the thing about it, people are oftentimes intimidated by leadership opportunities, right? But Cara hit the nail on the head earlier when she said leadership can be whatever. I mean, you could affect one person, and that could be your leadership. And so, you know, I just, you know, I'll talk a lot about the different opportunities that we have in Shape America, let alone at probably your state level. But I want to throw a shout out to one of my fellow Shape America board members right now, Terry Gardner. She's doing a coffee talk on Friday morning at 9:30, and it's called Leadership Opportunities: How to Get Involved. And as we've talked a little bit about the coffee talks, the beauty of them is that you just come. There isn't much of an agenda. That person's not really doing a whole lot of talking, and it's an opportunity for people to just engage and talk about their leadership opportunities. And so I highly recommend that people get to that. But then, you know,
I think I'm with her on that, so please do come to that.
Oh, okay, perfect. But Lisa Smith from Minnesota is doing a session on overcoming adversity and fostering inclusion leadership in the classroom. So, you know, that's within the classroom itself. You're being a leader. So, you know, especially the future professionals, like you're going to this conference, don't just you know, be there and say, you are the future of our profession. Like I want to meet you. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. In fact, I saw some people talking about my Gopher I Love PE t-shirt. And if you know anything about that program, when you buy one, you automatically get one free. And it's because you're supposed to share one with somebody. And I still have my XX that I got with the one that I purchased. So when the first future professional that finds me at the conference and comes up and says, "Hey, I want that t-shirt. I love PE too," I'm giving it to that person. So come find me. I'll have it back. Because honestly, future professionals are the future of our association. We all know it. We say it, but I mean it. It's the truth. But within Shape America, we have our special interest groups, the Physical Activity Council, the Physical Education Council, the Professional Preparation Council, and the Research Council, and all of them have a membership to each of those levels. At our district levels, we have the district boards, we have the district president. So there are so many opportunities for leadership out there. Just get involved, get to know people, and you know, everybody wants energetic, excited people, because we all feed off each other, and we need to be advocates for ourselves. We need to be advocates for the kids. We need to be advocates for physical education, because if we're not the ones that are doing it, nobody's going to. So
Love that. And the answer is no until you ask, right? So just ask and just get involved and just
ask questions, right? No, there's no. I mean, every question. Honestly, I talk so much, so fast, so much. I don't know what I cover sometimes and don't. So ask me a question like, "Hey, you said something about that." Well, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like, I'm a college professor, and my students will tell me that they'll go down a rabbit hole every once in a while and get going. So I have to kind of temper it. But I'm excited about our profession. I'm excited about Shape America. I'm excited about the future for kids. Lifelong physical activity pursuit. That is it. Like we're not building athletes. We're not building sports teams. we are helping every single person, every single kid find their lifelong pursuit of physical activity that's going to have them choosing to be physically active for the rest of their lives, no matter what their interest in sports is.
Isn't that what we're all about? So good. So good. Well, speaking of that kind of work, I think that alludes to kind of our next guest, Guy.
Absolutely, Joe. I wish I could have interviewed you, but you know what? We decided this was in the best interest of Shape America. So I'll see you next week. Oh yeah, we'll be going live. We'll have some fun, and we'll definitely, spend some time with Tom as he celebrates.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for having me. And like I said, whoever that future professional that finds me first to get that T-shirt, we got to take a picture together too after that happens. So
Always.
Have a great week and rest up, because we burn the candle at both ends at conference, right? We're gonna learn by day. We're gonna educate each other. We're gonna have fun together, and then at night we're going to celebrate. What's that?
At the ping pong place?
Oh, we play ping pong. Okay. Lisa's a very good ping pong player. If you haven't started to figure out by now, she has an amazing serve.
Yeah, and also Kara's already giving you a shout out here. Stay hydrated, my friend. Stay hydrated. Okay, just let you know. All right, he'd be talking. He's like me. We'd be talking forever. All right, so talk to us about our next guest, because I'm really excited about this.
Well, kind of like how you can't interview Joe, I don't think I can interview Rick, because we work a little bit too closely together. As we've alluded to a lot so far, this organization is run by volunteers.
Right.
And we have so many committees. We have so many, the board of directors, we've got councils, we've got so many people doing really important, really hard work that not everybody knows about. And so Rick Howard is our next guest, and he is going to talk a little bit about some of the work that the councils do, and then maybe specifically the Physical Activity Council.
Well, hey, thanks for having me on. Great to be here. I figure I got to sit up a little taller so I'm not shorter than you all there. Great to be here. And Joe kind of led us off, didn't he, talking about the councils and what they are. So I'll just follow up a little bit. There are 5 councils within Shape America: the Physical Education Council, the Health Education Council, Professional Preparation, Research, and of course, Physical Activity, which I am honored to be part of as a volunteer, which has been a really fantastic experience for me to become more involved in Shape. So I think one of the things looking forward to convention is for people to seek out those who are on the council. Lisa is our chair, does a fantastic job helping us to get things done. So I think that's an excellent opportunity for everybody there. We talked earlier about coffee talks, and so there are several of those that are coming up, and they're more informal ways of just getting to know people and talk to people. But one recommendation is always, just look at the guide, look at where the sessions are. And if you don't happen to make one, look and see who is presenting there, and find that person somewhere and start that conversation. That's why we're all there. That's the magic of being in person, right? Getting to talk to everybody and see what's going on. So one other thing I wanted to share, though, is that starting in 2021, a lot of the special interest groups were kind of put under the councils. So the Adapted Physical Education Special Interest Group is under Physical Education. There are under Research, there's the Measurement and Evaluation Special Interest Group, the Motor Behavior SIG, and the CSPAP Research SIG. Under Physical Activity, we have the Education-Based Employee Wellness SIG, and we have a couple of coffee talks coming up. So we have a really cool group, really invigorated to move forward with employee wellness and its impact on physical activity, and within the Coordinated School Physical Activity Program model, and how all of that works and looks forward for everybody. So there's a lot of really cool coordination going on. And I think that's one of the favorite things I've noticed about being on one of the councils is it's not a silo. We don't work all by ourselves. Right. We talk to the other councils, share different things. Lisa will tell you too, the calendars that we put together for the activities. We've talked to the other councils, figured out when we're going to put ours together and make it all work really well for the members. And I think that's really cool to be a member who's helping to make it better for every other member. So I strongly encourage people to find out more and get much more involved with what we're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Rick, with that, what I find fascinating, because I know you on the other side of on kind of the other side of the universe, because you do so much with the NSCA. But
Right.
talk to me what really got you really excited about wanting to be part of this group, and give us just a glimpse of a few of the initiatives that you guys are involved in, where you guys are really starting to get some traction to move the needle.
Cool. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned NSCA stuff, because that's strength and conditioning. We kind of figured like that's one little hole, and then everybody else is another hole. It's one big need that we have. Like I see so much, like in the comments, we need to advocate. We need collective impact.
Right.
We need us all working together to move the needle forward. We're all doing our own little thing, but we all need to work together. So I'm excited. One of the things came out of the Physical Activity Councils, we shared that we're trying to do a session at the NSCA conference to be able to get collective impact. We have through Lisa, through Stephanie, we got somebody who's in Maryland, lives right across from the convention center, who's doing a lot of work in our space to help us to coordinate what we need to be able to do to move forward. And so that's been really exciting. It follows up on some of the work. I've had a huge opportunity based on one of the position statements that we updated. We've been updating a lot of position statements that are out there. And the one that we updated specifically on not using exercise as punishment and not withholding exercise has been huge. So I have a colleague in Turkey, for example, and he's really excited because they're having a really hard time with this in their tennis community. So we're able to share some of the solutions, because, it's all well, fine and good for us to say, don't do that. But we've been able to go out and say, hey, not just don't do that, but did you happen to think of trying this instead? Because that's the issue. Most people have no idea what to do instead. So we were able to update that one. We updated the ethics position statement. We just finished updating not too long ago the coordinated school physical activity program position statement. We're working on a couple more that are coming out, and even through the special interest group under the Physical Activity Council, the employee wellness saying we've updated that paper, which is now in review, and we're hoping will be out pretty soon. So lots of stuff to talk about, because a lot of times people don't even know what position statements are. I teach at the college level, and I'll say, what's a position statement? Something a group of people put together, they pat themselves on the back. Hey, this was great. Let's go have a beer. And then on we go, right? It sits on a shelf. But these have the opportunity to come to life. And on the Shape America website, you can see them. You can read them. You can find out more about them. And then we have sessions at Shape America this year going over a couple of these position statements. So be sure to look for those to find out more information about what we're doing. I'll stop talking now. I could go all night.
We're so lucky to have people like Rick and so many others who serve on councils and different volunteers within our organization. And like Kim said, there's something for everyone. So apply when those calls go out to serve our organization. Apply and but be prepared to work hard, because we do a lot of really great work, and so appreciative of you and
Yeah, Rick, we just want to thank you for being on. Like I said, I know you from the other side a lot more, but what you're doing is just so impactful. And like you said, and Kara said, it's about the collective impact that we can make. And just thank you for making this investment here with this group, especially, and just appreciate all the work that you do.
Well, thank you too. It's been great having our conversations, and I look forward to more.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Lisa, you want to tee up our next guest?
Our next guest is also a candidate for presidency. I'll welcome Mario Rania. Hey, Mario, how are you? Oh, I don't think we can hear you. Unless it's just me.
No, he's muted. Yes, unmute himself.
Okay, sorry about that.
There you are.
Hey, a warm welcome from deep South Texas here in McAllen, Texas. And I do say warm welcome. It was 85 degrees here. And Laura, you need to work on the reina. Try it again. Reina. Sorry.
Yeah, I do speak Spanglish, but I've never been good at rolling my R's. Reina.
Is that right? It's all right.
There it is. Hey, Bob said it right there. Rolling the R.
I did it.
We're good.
Mario, tell us what you're excited about for this year's conference.
Well, I wanted to go back to what Tom was saying about health moves minds, because that was my main topic. But Tom did a great job. I just wanted to add that, It's not only a fundraiser, and I'll talk about that, but everybody, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a free social and emotional learning lessons that are there free. And let's make Stephanie Jumps happy tonight. I mean, she's the one that runs the programs. Let's all get in there and go get those free social and emotional lessons. I'm all about freebies, okay? Now, the other thing is that on the fundraiser side, like Tom said, no brainer. I don't understand. It's hard for me. It's been there for a couple of years. It's gaining momentum. I know you get 50% of the funds back, and then you have the opportunity to give out to charity. So it's all there. Once again, at least try it. Go sign up. Go to the website, learn more about it. And at the Shape Cleveland, there's going to be several sessions there on Health Moves Minds. So go learn about it. And like I said, let's make Stephanie Jumps a little happy. Yeah, I got my cap too. And I will say a little bit on the humor side that JB Sparks, he always, he knows that Missouri's number one. What a go guy. And then Kentucky's number two, but he does brag that he has the number 2 and 3 schools in the nation. And it's about time that the other states, where are we? Let's all go out and get them.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to tell both of you guys that y'all got lucky that I had 100% of my schools that were ready to go, and then COVID hit us, or not, Texas would have been number one. But anyway, that's just me speaking about Texas. But Lisa, back to your question. I've been going to conferences and for about 40 years, and the first 20 going to Tayford here in Texas. And then after that, getting the best of both worlds by going to Tayford and also having the opportunity to go to AFERD and Shape America. And I don't know, it's just an exciting time. It's a lot of professional growth. And even at my age, we never stop learning. So that's what excites me about going to the convention. And another thing that excites me is the fact that the friendships that we develop and the social connections. And it's like anywhere I travel, I can just pick up the phone and call somebody in the area because of Shape America people. It just makes it a lot easier when you travel. And a couple of pointers, because I already had a document that I would use when as an administrator. We already talked about prior to the convention. This is an awesome event here that we're doing because it's informing. And anybody that's on it, you already have that edge about being prepared. I mean, especially our newbies, how it can be overwhelming. So, the more you plan, the better. And then during the convention, the basics of just making sure that you be excited, make sure you dress. Be careful. Some of the rooms are real cold, and then you end up leaving and you lose out on a professional growth. Be visible, develop your strong relationships. If you have business cards, take them. And I know I don't know if it's coming out because I have a blur background, but I always get a bunch of business cards and I put them right here so I won't lose them. So carry them, or one way of how you can connect to everybody else. Be open-minded. One of the things that was really important to me was, we talked about it when I was on the Shape board about the empty chair. Something that really upset me is that if you go there, and you don't get nothing out of it, it was just very disappointing. And I will tell you, as an administrator, it's hard to get people to go, because of funding. But then once we got them to go and they didn't take advantage about it, or they were a little unprofessional, which nobody's going to be, they didn't get to return. But one thing, I think those are a couple of notes. Make sure you take notes. Now, after the convention was very important to me, okay, because this is what we had some guidelines that we had to follow up with any connections that we made, not only with each other. And then we shared what we learned, maybe becoming the trainer in our own district. And I'll tell you what, some of my staff members really enjoyed it because they ended up becoming, they picked up a gig somewhere else where they themselves presented. And one of the things I'm big as when I was a coordinator for 20 years was all about implementing what you learn. Because everybody got so excited that they saw great activities and they have to implement. And I always say, try to implement right after, or not, you're never going to do it. The other thing that was very important to me, especially for coordinators, is that bring your ideas. If you saw a good presenter, tell your coordinator, and then I would bring them. If you saw some great vendors, tell your coordinator or your supervisor about the great vendors, and then I would end up bringing them. So it's a team effort for everyone. I'm really looking forward to doing it. I know we're getting towards the end of the time, so I wanted to do this fast and furious. I thank everyone for, if you have any questions, we're always there. And getting back to Jamie, he should be Mr. Health Moves Minds because he has logos on his leg. Can you believe that? And Guy, you and I, we're not going to put logos on ourselves. I don't have a single logo, but I do wear a lot of the Health Moves Mind shirts all the time when I have the opportunity.
There we go.
There we go. We can be down the same softball team, right?
Exactly.
But, that's I think that's all I wanted to share with everyone, Lisa. Thank you for your time, and I'm real. I'll give you two guys a shout out. I mean, you guys are so professional. I don't know if you trained for this, but you guys are doing a fantastic job as the moderators.
Well, Mario, thank you so much for your advice and for those words, and also for all of your service that you've done for this organization and ultimately for kids up until this point. We're so
thank you, Lisa.
Yeah. All right. That's Mario. Thank you. We'll see you next week, my friend. All right, Lisa.
Guest, right?
We have one more guest, but I got to tell you, it's always got to be the right guest. And let me just tell you what I've been observing, okay, while all this is going on in the green room. Believe it or not, we do have a virtual green room. And I got to tell you, our next guest, this guy, like, he looks like he's got the theme from Rocky going on. I don't know if you can see him right now, Lisa, but he does. See that? He's doing the boxing. He's just doing this right now. I mean, this guy is ready. He's amped. Here's what I don't understand. How can you do that while you're posting? He just posted. Visit, shout out. How do you do that? I don't know, but he's going to tell us. So without further ado, let's bring on our great friend, Dr. Bob Knight. Bob, look at him. How are you? I can tell you're doing well.
PA counsel in the house.
Exactly.
Well, to be honest, it's past my bedtime too, right? So I'm just trying to stay awake right now. And also hearing all of our colleagues, right? It's got to fire you up. It's got to get you excited about what we do each day. And then for this week where we come together in health ed and PE heaven, right? We get a chance to do that. And we have to remember that we have the opportunity, the blessing, right? That we get a chance to do that. How many of our colleagues are not going to be able to join us?
Right.
When they want to be there, they want to do the right thing. They want to be surrounded. They want to be the best teacher they can, but they can't get there. So when we have this opportunity, we got to get fired up. We have to take every advantage of every opportunity going in when we're there and following up, as you heard, over and over again, right? Because we have to. We have to honor our students and we have to honor our fellow teachers who can't make it. So yes, I am fired up. Always fired up for our field.
Stoke the fire.
Exactly. So Bob, you know what? Let's just start with the future professionals. All I can say is I've been very blessed to work with you behind the scenes, getting a lot of film footage the last few years in particular. I think what you do and a few of our other leaders do, you guys make a huge investment in our future professionals. And what is going to happen next week as we all go to Shape Cleveland, as I know you guys have got some really cool things planned.
Before I answer that question, one thing I want to make sure that we're plugging here is to make sure that you vote. We are members, whether you're coming or not. If you're staying on this chat, you're probably coming. You stayed this long, but do vote, okay? We have people who are wanting to become leaders. We have a great slate. I had an opportunity to be the chair for the nominations committee this year. It's my third year rolling off this year. So get involved. If you want to be a participant in that process, please put yourself up for the nominations committee. But do make sure you vote. Listen to our members who are candidates for the board of directors. Yep. We have 3 that are going to be voted in this year, and then we have our 2 president candidate elects that you just heard from, Joe Deutsch and Mario Reyna. So please look at that information, get out and vote, hear what they have to say, and let's get some people working and continuing this great work. So to answer your question about future professionals, Shape America loves our future professionals. I benefited from this as an undergraduate, and it's why I'm still involved, right? Somebody took me and they said, come. And I had no idea what they were talking about, right? No idea. Okay, so we need to hook them and we need to do our part. Every one of us, when we're at convention, when we see a younger professional, you'll see them. They're going to be all branded up. They'll be with their team colors, right? Start a conversation. Pour into them as much as you can. We as an organization, we know that. And so our Student SIG, which is housed under the Professional Preparation Council, has some great opportunities for them when they're out there. Okay, so starting off the week, right on Tuesday afternoon, we have the Undergraduate Student Forum. So we want to make sure that they get connected right when they get there, because we know that that's the key. We know that if you're going to have a successful convention, you have to know some people. You have to see some familiar faces. So we're going to kick that off. And then that goes into the first timer session, which is right out there geared for students and first timers so they can get oriented in how to actually navigate this. You heard some great advice today, but this will actually give you a full session on it. And then after that goes right into general session and then the celebration that evening. So the first day, they're going to be hit with it right off the bat. Really great way to get connected, being fully connected and being in those big rooms with, what is it? Usually like 1,000 people, right? For our general sessions. So every morning we all have coffee talks. Every single morning, these are topics from the students. That's one of the things that we're looking to build. We've been trying to build over the last couple of years through the Student Leadership Network, is to empower our students to be the leaders in our national organization, right? How do we get them to be in positions where their voices are heard, the topics that they want to hear are present? And so we're moving toward that. So every one of the topics has been chosen by students this year. And we're actually gonna have our first ever Student Leadership Network live, right? So we've been doing this since the beginning of the pandemic. We're meeting on the third Thursday of the month at 8 p.m. virtually. And our students, again, leading the conversations, leading the topics. But now we're gonna get a chance to actually be together live and start setting intentions for the future. How do we do this? What do they want to see for that kind of organization that they're building? And then we have the College Bowl on Tuesday afternoon, where they get a chance to compete a little bit. I'll just have to say, Connecticut, where I'm currently at, we did pretty well last year. First, third, fifth, and seventh. I mean, come on, that's pretty good. There's only about 15 teams, so we did really well. So if you don't have a team yet, please get signed up. They'll get a chance to compete on their cognitive knowledge about our field. Then the students themselves, they put on their own social this year. They said, you know what? We like to go to the socials with everybody, but we're going to have our own. So on Tuesday night, they're putting on their own social at 6:30. If you want some more information, please come to one of those sessions and we'll give you more information. And then the highlight of the year, I know for a lot of us who do this work with students, myself as a college professor, is the major of the year.
Yep.
And the major of the year is one of those magical moments, right? Where one person from each university is lifted up and we say, you're a future leader or you're a current leader. And we want to lift you up and let you know that the work that you're doing is seen. It's just a magical moment. A couple of years ago, we had a 2-packed room, but we made some shifts. And now that moment is lifted up to where it should be as a really magical moment. So major of the year, be sure to check that out if you're an undergraduate. And if you just care about the future of our field, please stack that room. So those are some of the cool things that we have going on for students. Again, we're a 365-day a year organization. It's not just a convention, right? People say, I'm going to Shape America. No, you're going to the Shape America convention. We are Shape America, right? And so that, it is true. We're going to come together and we're going to have an amazing week, okay? But this is all the time. And one of the ways that we continue to serve is the Student Leadership Network, trying to keep people connected and also hopefully growing on the exchange. So yes, future professionals, you are part of our conference. You are centered, and we are looking forward to hosting you and helping you enjoy and have a great time.
Yeah, and Bob, if you recall, last year we made history because there was so much energy and it was so electric in the room that we ended up going live streaming the event on both Instagram and TikTok. That was a first. And that was not planned. It was all in the moment. There was just something so special going on there. And we know that those are the platforms they're on because we wanted everyone in the world to see what was going on here with our young folks. So, yeah, I mean, again, just kudos to the job that you do. And again, the planning team does. I certainly always love your enthusiasm as also someone who teaches college students for 16 years. Yeah, we all got to just, stay together on this, and because they are our future. So with that, you got one final thing. There it is. Talk to us about.
Boom! If you're not already following the Shape Countdown, please get on it. This is a way that we're going to continue to build this community excitement towards Shape Cleveland. Okay, so if you're following the hashtag Shape Cleveland, also type in Shape Countdown. And this is a 10-day slow chat. It started yesterday on Saturday, and we'll go all the way into the convention. What we've seen over the years is really tremendous engagement, which allows people to connect and feel that they're known before going in there. So a lot of times social media does this in general, but we want to make sure that people are going to convention, already have started that conversation. You recognize some faces, so that when you're there, you're ready to roll, right? This may be your first time or maybe even your second time. And for like us, when I go there, I can't get 10 feet. And I love it, right? It's always somebody new. I'm always late to something, right? Because I ran into somebody. And we want that for everybody.
Yep.
Right. I always want my convention experience to be for everyone. I've been blessed to be able to go over 15 years. And so one of the projects I started was PE Pep Talk. And that's why it's hosted there, because PE Pep Talk was originally started because I went to conventions and I saw these keynote speakers that said, what you do is important.
Yeah.
What you do each day is valuable. And I appreciate you. And every year I would get that. It would fill me up, right? And I would go home and I get fired up, end the year strong. But I realized that my colleagues couldn't get that. So I was asking the keynote speakers for a 2 to 3 minute clip so that I could share that pep talk with other people around the world. And so other things have come out of this project. We now have a group. But right now what we're focusing on is that 10-day countdown. The 10-day countdown, again, continue to build that excitement, get people connected. So as we head into the convention, we can maximize our experience.
Absolutely. And and it's live right now, correct?
Yeah, we started yesterday.
Yeah.
I just got to type that shape countdown into either Facebook or Twitter/X, and you'll be ready to roll.
All right, Bob, thank you for hanging in there. I know you're being the last guest to go, but trust me, it was worth it for all of us that you did come in last because you're bringing the fire big time, and I love it. Absolutely love it. There we go.
The fire as usual.
There you go. Abigail Ingold. See, there you go. Exactly.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so it's just so cool, Bob. Thank you so much for being on. And so what we're going to do now is, you know what, Lisa, I think it's only fitting to bring back on our president and give her the final word. As you know what, all the planning that her and the team have done. I can only tell you on the marketing side, I've been part of marketing meetings like every other week for literally, and I mean this, the last 6 months. So I'll know a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes, but with that, let's bring Sarah back on. Sarah, first of all, what's your reaction to tonight? Again, this is always cool. We got Bob's stoking the fire and just so many great people coming on and just really feeling the energy of what's about to happen next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think the word that keeps coming to my mind is just inspired. I mean, gosh, everybody just had so much passion. And I'm sitting here just thinking, like, we're a part of this, and like how amazing it is to have this kind of community where every single person you had on, every person who's in the chat, people who are watching who aren't on the chat, like, I feel like we're all sitting here just, I hope, really grateful to be part of this community. So that's what I think, inspiration and gratitude for sure. And excitement, of course, but I think it's really been amazing to sit here and just listen to everyone. So thanks for doing this and putting this together. It's been super fun.
Well, it's real exciting for us to do this. I know that we want to do it a week earlier. That way we have more time this week. Also, it actually works out great with what Bob's doing with the countdown. Again, it's an easy way to connect. And I just cannot wait to see everyone who is on tonight's, podcast here, seeing everyone in person, and then just all the things that are going to be going on next week. And I just know that, and I can say this. Yeah. Thanks, Cara. The app is coming out on Tuesday. In case you were wondering, it is out on Tuesday. Yes. But Sarah, and I'm saying this because last year I had to plan a state convention, have no idea what it'd be like to have to plan a national convention. But, with that being said, what's success or what's a win for you when it's all said and done, when the convention's over? What's going to be that win or success for you?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think the best thing for me, sort of both like personally as someone in the profession, and I think in my role as president, is just like seeing the lasting connections that are made at convention. I mean, everybody who is on here, right, talked about like how that's impacted them. So I think the fact that it's like, you're not just coming and, like sitting and getting, it's like you're coming and you're part of this community. And I just kept thinking throughout this whole night that, this is what it's all about, right? Like we've got to do this work together. This is about us. This is about Shape America. This is about, us together. And I think that we can bring people together and have that strong sense of community is something so special, and is really something that has been, just a real part of what's meant so much to me in the roles that I've had. So yeah, I would say that's it. The win for me, the success is going to be hearing all the connections that people made. And again, just hearing people be fired up to go back into schools. Cause listen, it's hard. You know, like there are days when you're like, oh, like, why am I doing this? And people are posting and like, what's your plan B? And so I think, you know, just to like have that opportunity to be together, to like restoke the fire, you know, ignite the whatever we need, I think we're going to get from convention, which I think is also super cool.
Absolutely. And I love what, you know, Cara just echoed there. We got to do this work together. You're exactly right. And that's what makes it powerful. That's what makes this profession. I'm just saying this. That's what makes this profession so special. You know, we're not competing against each other. This is truly one of those professions that really come together, and we are pretty darn awesome when we do come together, and we can build on the collective genius that we all have, that we all bring to the table, and leverage our assets and our skills and our abilities. So, yeah, I just can't wait for next week. And so, Sarah, we cannot wait to see you. Yeah, there we go. From one prez to another. We love you, Robin. That's all I can say. We love you. Yeah.
Well, and just like whether you're a future professional, a practitioner, or you work in higher education, or you know, work in industry, or you're exhibitor, whatever your role is.
Yeah.
Like I think there is a fit for you, right? And there's a reason to be so excited and so passionate about these same connections, regardless of the lens that we all have. Because honestly, at the end of the day, we have the same passion, and that's what, you know, what's best for kids. And so convention is such a great time to get excited about building new connections and making stronger ones.
Yeah, it is. We got a little bit of a PSA from Kim, and she's just talking about tomorrow being National Obesity Day. And I'm only going to say this because she was one of our keynotes in November 23 at our convention in Missouri. And I know Kim's going to, you know, share some pretty important things, and definitely check out her hashtag. And all I can tell you is the journey that she's gone through is pretty darn amazing, and you get a chance to hear a lot more of her story and some things that, you know, she's doing. And she's exactly right. It is a chronic disease, and, you know, she has it and she wants to talk about it. And again, these are kind of, Sarah, what you were talking about. These are the things we're tackling, real issues.
Yeah.
You know, we're not just throwing a Band-Aid on things. We're trying to actually come up with sustainable solutions. And yeah, exactly, Kim. Shape America is in great hands for sure. Absolutely. So with that, Sarah, we just want to thank you. We're looking so forward to next week. And I'll just say this as tradition, my last 6 years, I've always had the honor and privilege to ask you on the very last day of your presidency for a convention, you know, what's going to be your legacy. So just something to think about now.
Okay.
But it's pretty amazing. It's a very emotional time, or it has been with a lot of the past presidents I've done this with. But looking forward to that. But more importantly, I'm just looking forward to like you said, getting people connected, getting people, you know, stoke that fire, get people excited. And we're just very blessed to have great leaders like you, and certainly all the folks that are part of our, you know, board of directors and our executive team.
Yeah.
So with that, yeah, exactly. So with that, Lisa, any final word?
I just echo all the excitement and all of the advice, and getting outside of your comfort zone, especially, you know, if you're watching this and maybe you don't feel like you're necessarily a leader yet and you want to be, or you haven't gone to many conventions yet, or whatever, wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. But to get out of your comfort zone and to introduce yourself. If you're in a session, you know, who was it? It was Mario. The rooms are cold. Get up, go play. You know, just do the thing. Go to the socials. You'll sleep later. Like, do all the things, because what's the alternative, right? Like doing what you would do at home. You're paying money. You're engaging in this professional development. It's some of the best that we have for health and physical education in the country. Yep. And take full advantage and start getting some rest now.
Yeah. So just
hydrating now.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. And I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna like be flat out honest with you. When I came on tonight, I just spent 3 days at the NFL Combine doing big time work there, and interviewing people and shooting over 10 hours of footage that's being shared all over, you know, the NFL Combine going on. And I'm just gonna say this though, as great as that, or as cool as that work is, and I enjoy it. I mean, to be able to be around guys like Adam Schefter, like I was yesterday, there is nothing more rewarding than this, what we're doing tonight, what we're about to do next week. We are impacting lives, and we know that. And that's one of the things I love about Health Moves Minds. Every single time I've done anything related to the media, there's these amazing stories. We just need to get more people involved and plugged in. And so, yeah, I just want to say how much I was lifted up tonight, because I came in, to be honest, after 3 straight days and a big long drive last night, and I came in, and the last thing I want to do is I even said to myself, what am I doing a podcast? But yeah, here I am, and I haven't missed a beat, and it's because of all you guys, and I'm just so grateful and thankful to be able to serve in this capacity, that we can do this and get our message out to the masses this way and amplify everything that we're doing and that everyone's doing. So with that, all the excitement, and I know they're still coming in. What can I say? I love this. I mean, I will say this is probably the most engagement we've ever had on a podcast.
We have the very best community.
Yeah, I know we do. Amplify. Absolutely. We're going to amplify.
Lift each other up.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, we actually hit the 90-minute mark exactly. Not uncommon for this kind of show. You can just watch it again if you'd like. Certainly makes for a great listen to on your drive. Like me, I got a 35-minute drive. Works out well for that. So with that, for our president, Dr. Sarah Bennis, my co-host, the amazing co-host, Lisa Paulson, I am Guy Danhoff. We want to thank you for watching here live on the Zag Talk Live, as we brought to you the preview, the kickoff show for Shape Cleveland 2024. Thank you all, and we'll see you all next week.
See you very soon.
Bye. Safe travels.